right, guys, you never know what life is actually going to give you. So I was on Josh's podcast like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yep.
And we were talking about the market changes and etc. But then lots of things have changed. So what do you think that most important thing that sellers are focusing right now?
Well, everybody's focused on tariffs right now, right? And so I feel like 2024 was all about the Amazon fee squeeze, right? Now everybody's worried about their cost of goods sold. So I was asking you that question, right? What are you seeing on your side of what's going on with tariffs? Where do you feel like the smart sellers are going? Like, is Vietnam and those other countries like a viable solution? Or do you feel like, hey, eventually they're going to get hit with the same tariffs and actually the economies of scale aren't as good over there? So interested to get your take.
That's something internally we almost talk every day with our own internal team as well as with our customers. I don't think it's so smart to switch your supplier right now, but then it's good to look at alternatives. One of the things that you can look at also your alternative HTS codes if you can find something, or even sometimes we recommend people to look into whether you can change your product component. Like, so if you're making maybe doormats and if it is made of ABS, you can try to change that to polyester and then try to work around the tariffs, but also looking for alternative marketplace to start sourcing a good way. We have major tariff coming out of China, Mexico, and Canada now, but we hear that it could also go to Vietnam and other marketplaces. One of the things is, it's very interesting. Most of the manufacturers in Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, actually they're suppliers from China. Right. So they're the one who actually goes there. But yeah, I think it's a huge hit. But we see that a lot of companies are here, a lot of brands, they're trying to go omni-channel. What do you think about that? You can see that TikTok is around, Walmart, we have Shop Talk, and we have Prosper tomorrow. What do you feel about not sitting on the Amazon FBA? How much do you see people are trying to shift their focus?
Well, I personally feel like the people that are thriving on Amazon 5 years from now are going to be the people that figure out how to create traffic and demand for their products off of Amazon, and Amazon just becomes a sales channel, right? So the Amazon sellers that grew up in the ASM, the Amazing Selling Machine days, those are going to be, it's all about demand capture. How much search volume is it for the keywords? What are the competitors doing? What's the review count? And that game is changing to where it's not demand capture anymore. It's about demand generation off of Amazon. So I see TikTok Shop becoming more and more important, and just influencer, creator marketing becoming a massive importance in the future.
I agree, but then you also you need to understand your operation cost. You need to understand your landing cost. A lot of companies, a lot of small sellers, unfortunately, they didn't handle this well. And even the aggregators, $300 million, $500 million, they were over inventory or they ran out of inventory and they don't understand their landing cost, so they can't really manage their marketing budget. How much do you feel important is the supply chain, is the center of this business, or do you think marketing is marketing, they don't really care about the supply chain?
No, I feel like your supply chain is essential, right? So another question I was going to ask you, because supply chain is so vital, do you see the tariffs being any sort of bargaining chip with your suppliers to be able to like renegotiate terms?
Yeah, absolutely. They don't want to lose business. So if you go to your manufacturer and then if you tell them, hey, you know what, I will be probably dividing my production between you and Taiwan, between you and India, between you and Bangladesh, they're like, oh no, let's try to work out on a better payment term. Let's try to work on better deals. But also those big players in mainland China, they're expanding to other places as a manufacturing, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia. But I think it's really, I feel a lot of sellers are like very confused. They're a little bit panicking about the fees. I'm sure you heard about like a simple coupon code went from 50 cents to $5. These kind of changes, I think they're kind of pushing brands off Amazon. Old Amazon keeps making more profit, but it shouldn't be actually just making the money from the sellers. And something huge coming next year, Amazon is actually, UPS is terminating their contract with Amazon, so the customer returns will be a lot. It's going to be much harder.
Yeah.
So this way, I think end buyer with the higher inflation, which tariff is going to impact inflation in the US, then they're going to start trying to find cheaper products like Temu, TikTok Shop. So I think a lot of things are changing, but great have you here, man. Thank you for the the approach and interesting questions, and hopefully it's going to be a good year for the rest. Although it's very uncertain, so many things in the supply chain.
Hey, it's uncertain, but the best thing is like when uncertainty arises, the best business owners are going to be able to make the most strategic advances. So I would say to the people that are having issues with tariffs, it's not go run and find a new supplier. It's go and get better payment terms. Because guess what? I would choose to pay 10% higher, 30% higher with a Chinese supplier than a Vietnamese supplier if I can get net 120 days with them, right?
Absolutely. Definitely.
Love it.
All right. Thank you, man.